For the first time, we're introducing 16 composite fan blades to the G9X.
We're trying to give our customers a more efficient engine. To do that, we've got to push the limits a little bit more than we have before.
Hello and welcome to the Paris Air Show. My name is Tony Osborne. I'm the London Bureau Chief of Aviation Week, and today we're at Le Bourget and we're looking at fighter jets. This year has been an incredibly important year for the Dassault Rafale. We've seen significant orders from India, Egypt and Qatar, the first export orders for this aircraft in 10 years. I've sold the aircraft to the French Navy and the French Air Force. Here at Le Bourget, the French Air Force have displayed the aircraft with a range of weapons that might be found on the Rafale's wing. We have the MBDA Storm Shadow, the Sagem Hammer air-to-ground weapon, and here is the Meteor, MBDA Meteor long-range air-to-air missile, which the French Air Force is currently sort of integrating onto the aircraft, and that will be the main priority, long-range air-to-air weapon for the aircraft, along with the Gripen and the Typhoon. This is definitely one of the bigger air show highlights. This is the Pakistan Aviation Complex and Chengdu JF-17-Thunder. It's flown here all the way from Pakistan. There are 3 of them here, and it's also taking part in the flying display every day here at Le Bourget. The JF-17 is making its first display in Europe. Previously, it's only been a static participant at shows like Farnborough, but it also flew at an air show in Turkey back in 2011. The aircraft can be armed with an array of weapons, and on display here are a number of Chinese munitions, including bombs, anti-ship missiles, air-to-air missiles, targeting pods and jammer pods. The aircraft presented here at Le Bourget is a JF-17 Block 1 aircraft, but Pakistan is now developing a Block 2 aircraft which has Western avionics and a number of improved capabilities. And finally, representing the US Armed Forces here at the Paris Air Show is a trio of fighters from the US Air Force, 2 F-16s from Aviano in Italy and a F-15 Strike Eagle from RAF Lakenheath in the UK. They're here to represent the United States Armed Forces here at the Paris Air Show. The F-16 and the F-15 are still very much in contention in various fighter competitions, despite the incoming F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. The F-16 in particular is sold extremely well, as we all know. And the F-15 is still being built for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where a new version called the F-15 SA is currently being flight tested by Boeing and should enter service in the next year or so. It would be remiss of me not to mention this wonderful old warbird. This is an A-10 tank buster. It's neither fast and it's neither a fighter, but it's probably making its last air show appearance here at Le Bourget. This aircraft is representing a theatre support package that's here in Europe, sent by the US Air Force to bolster NATO's defences. There are currently 2 squadrons of A-10s here in Europe, after the US Air Force removed the A-10 from service here a couple of years ago. This will probably be its very last appearance, so it's a great pleasure to see one of the A-10s here in the static. This looks like it will be a fairly lacklustre air show for the defence companies this year, with several companies, major companies, missing from the show. But it's still a very competitive area for fighters. Pakistan and China will be looking for a customer for their JF-17. Rafale will be looking for more opportunities. That may pose some challenges for the French Air Force. Eurofighter Typhoon, which will be represented here by Airbus, will also be looking for customers, although they are now pinning their hopes on visiting other air shows.